Hi there, it's Mary from stampingmary.stampingup.net. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's Stamping Up project features a card using the Handsomely Suited stamp set. This is the card we're going to make. It's a masculine themed card. A little bit of stamping on the front and in the inside, and we're going to use the Stamparatus for this one today. This is the stamp set, Handsomely Suited. So great for those mail cards that sometimes are a little bit harder to make. Now you'll find the stamp set in the January to June 2021 mini catalogue, and it's on page 66 and 67. Here it is here, Well Suited it's called. It actually comes with a set of coordinating dies. We are not going to use those ones today, but it's a fabulous stamp set, and it has these wonderful designer series papers, some of which we're going to use in the card today. And they have blues and poppy parades, the colours of Night of Navy, Pacific Point, Poppy Parade, Basic Grey in them. And it's just a great stamp set. So let me show you how I made it. So I'm going to bring in the supplies. I've got a piece of Night of Navy cardstock just cut in half and scored. I've got a piece of the designer series paper, and I've just cut that down to form a nice mat for the card. I've also got a piece of basic white cardstock for the inside for a little bit of stamping. So we're going to stamp onto here using our Stamparatus and on the inside as well. So to get these nice and straight, I've used Pacific Point, Basic Grey and Poppy Parade. I'm going to bring in the Stamparatus, and we're going to do some what's called hinge stamping. Now I've already gone and cut out a piece of basic white cardstock using the Stitched Sweetly frames, and I've already positioned it here in my Stamparatus, and I've got the stamp already set on the plate. Just pop that on with a magnet. So let me just make sure I'm in the frame here. Yes, I am. So I've tested it to make sure I've got my stamp in the right place. Now I'm going to go with, as I said, Pacific Point, Basic Grey and Poppy Parade colours. So let's start with the Pacific Point. Just going to ink up our stamp. Bring the Stamparatus plate over and light pressure and stamped. And there it is, it's done. Then we're going to move our plate down one. This is what's called hinge step stamping. That's how we get that all perfectly straight. Just clean off our stamp with the Simply Chamois. If you don't have a Simply Chamois, you really need one because they are fabulous. I'm going to use a little bit of Basic Grey for the next one. And if you don't ink it up correctly, don't get it right the first time, you can just go back over it again. Put more pressure. That's that one done, and then we'll use Poppy Parade for the last one. Clean our stamp, pick the plate up, move it down by one, ink up with the Poppy Parade, and then over the last one there. Done. Perfect. Perfectly lined, centered and everything. I've got my magnet here. I probably didn't really need it because I've had the cardstock buttered up right to the edge, but it just does help. So that's that piece done. I'm going to show you how I did the middle one as well. So that's using the other shape bow tie. These are cute bow ties, right? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put my basic white cardstock right in the corner there. I'm going to take that plate away because the Stamparatus comes with two plates, and I've actually got two stamps already lined up on here because in between each of these little bow ties I've stamped You're the Best. So once again I'm doing Pacific Point, Basic Grey and Poppy Parade for the three colours, and we're just going to do this one first. I've already gone and made sure I've got the centre of my cardstock. So let's start with our Pacific Point. Again, ink that stamp up, apply pressure, and then move your plate down one with that hinge step stamping. Clean off the stamp, pop the next colour on, which is basic grey. Let's come over here. That's it. And one more. Clean off the stamp and apply. Poppy Parade is the last one. And each of these actually come with a die, but we don't need any of those today. So there's my 3 bow ties, perfectly stamped and centered on the cardstock. Now, as you can see, I've got another stamp on the other side there. I've already positioned it. So the great thing about the Stamparatus is you've got 2 plates, but you can have 4 stamps going on there as well. So it's just such a fabulously useful tool. Now I'm going to stamp You're the Best in between here. Now I'm going to do Poppy Parade for one and Pacific Point for the other. So when you come to do this, you just need to have a little practice on your grid paper to make sure you've got everything lined up as you like it. You're the Best. And I'm going to move it down again 2 steps to get, whoops, 1 step I should say, to come into that one and clean it off and pop on the Pacific Point. Done. Perfect stamping. Oh, I love my Stamparatus. I really do. Just going to pop my Stamparatus out of the way. Now the rest of the card goes together very, very simply. So this is just going to be popped on here with a couple of dimensionals, I think. Let me just make sure I'm in the frame there. Yes, indeed I am. So I'm just going to pop that on with a couple of dimensionals. And I'm going slightly to the left here because I've got to put a sentiment on here. So I'm just going to come over a little bit. That's better. It's maybe a bit in a bit. Maybe there. Just about there. I love this paper. Oh. Go. Now, you will have noticed this little bit of scalloping and oval punching right here, and that comes from the double oval punch, which is also in the January to June mini catalogue. 2 punches, the smaller one and the larger one, which is scalloped. Oh, such a versatile punch, seriously, so versatile. I've gone ahead already and stamped the happy birthday. So I just cut a slight, I cut my white cardstock down so that I didn't waste any paper by cutting out 2 there. So I just position that in there. Oops, go that way a little bit so it's centered. And punch that one. Perfect. And then I'm using a little bit of Misty Moonlight for the background punch. If you don't have an oval punch, and this is our only oval punch we actually have in our Stampin' Up collection, this is such a popular and worthwhile punch to get. I've used it so many times. I'm going to put a couple of mini dimensionals in there just to give that a little bit of height. There. Here we go. And because this has already been popped up with a dimensional, I probably only need, just going to bring that over that way. It's a great, more of a, obviously it's a male card for a male. And I'm going to put one there because I've got, I don't want to make it too high, that's all. And, oh no, we'll put another dimension on there, it's okay. It's not too high. And, whoops, come off there, stuck to my finger. And just here, I probably could have gone slightly more to the left with my white there, but that's okay. There we are. I've gone a little bit more to the left on that one, but that's okay, it's okay. And here I have just popped in some of our in colour basic dots there, and this colour here is cinnamon cider, I think. You can really put any colour on here, to tell you the truth. I'm just going to put one there and one there for the purpose of this card, but you could really, like I say, you could actually put any colour in, whatever, whoops, whatever takes your fancy, really. Yeah, right. And we better not forget to do the inside. So I've cut the inside just with sort of 1/2 centimetre in, so it's got a very thin border. And I'm going to use my Tombow. And like I said, I used Night of Navy as my cardstock. Okay. Now you could actually stamp it more to the right or the left if you preferred. And if you wanted to keep your center, like make your, write your message in over here, up to you. I actually just like it down the center, but it's one of those things. And then let's attach this on the top with, shall we use dimensionals or shall we make it flat? I'll do it flat. I'll just use glue. Just use the Tombow. Either colour of, the other colour of, the other side of this designer series paper is also great. It's just great designer series paper. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And there you have it. Really, really easy card to make for a mail card for a birthday. There's also this wonderful Have a Happy Father's Day Handsome, which is just so great. I've got other projects coming up using the ties, but there you have it. Handsomely suited in the January to June annual catalogue. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. I've put all the products that I've used and the link to my Stampin' Up website are listed in the description bar below. Thank you for watching today and have a great and crafty day. Bye.